Okay, I know I did this video already, but I think I hold the right to want to do it again, to want to do it better, to want to do it even more researched and just add more information to this topic that everybody seems to want to talk about these days. So, let me do it. Hi. Forgot to say, sorry for not doing 2 videos last week, but I will do that this week and I will continue to do them, I hope. Okay, I have to be completely honest here. I dread making this video because I will have to tear down some walls, the truth about what has come to be with our beloved company. The company we grew up watching, the company we have learned with, the company we have cried with, the company we have laughed with, the company we can all relate to. If it is one thing that we have in common is that we all grew up watching Pixar.
Ooh, he needs a makeover.
And when you think of great Pixar movies like Toy Story, WALL-E, Finding Nemo, The Incredibles, Ratatouille, Up, it's nostalgic. You love them. You watch him over and over and over again, even as adults. You may not be an adult yet. Maybe you are. But when you think of the most recent Pixar movies, you think of Elemental, Lightyear, Onward, Turning Red, Soul. How do you feel about those movies? Do these movies make you light up? Do these movies inspire you? Do these movies make you cry? Do they make you laugh? Do they make you feel nostalgic? Or does it make you feel angry that these movies can't even accomplish anything, even the feeling of nostalgia, and it makes you want to go to Emeryville, California, sneak into the studio, demand to talk to the president of Pixar, and then once you get him in the same room, yell at him about how dumb he's being by allowing such trash to get approved? And I'm here to tell you, as your friend, if you feel this way, the latter of what I just said, if you feel this way, then as your friend, I think I should tell you that you need therapy, because it's not that serious, okay? Just relax, enjoy the movie. If you don't, that's okay too. It's not that deep. But for the sake of this video, let's treat it as if it is that deep. And let's see what it is exactly that made the popularity of this company go down. Why their movies have failed drastically in the box office. There may be more than one reason to that. But first, let's give out shoutouts, and I completely forgot to look for those. So let's go. Or did I? Did I? I did. What? But I feel like Daughters of the Air. Ooh. Did I give y'all shoutouts? Daughters of the Air. Okay, I'm gonna give y'all shoutouts. Oh my god. Okay, one, this is not really a shout out per se, but Pancake writes, why have you deleted the Coraline Mandela Effect video? Please put it back, we all loved it. I was looking for that video today actually, and I couldn't find it. I was like, I swear to God, I posted it, and I remember it so vividly. Making it, is it not on my channel no more? I looked for it and it's not on there. It's just not on there anymore, and I don't know why. I knew I made that video. Shoutouts to Snickers ZK6JL, Clara Bush, Sam Aratia 5604, Aji Bat. Oh my god, I have 10%. This is what you get for not thinking ahead. I think I'm gonna have to wait for it to charge. Willow Star 13. Exotic Butters Queen 1987. Thank you all so much for your support. I love you so much. I will be right back since I cannot plan ahead. Hi, I'm back. Okay. So we gotta get a move on because I'm gonna run out of battery soon and my bedtime is soon. It's already 10:09. Let's start at the very beginning. Pixar started off as a computer division. They were tasked with creating state-of-the-art computer technology for the film industry. But it was like a long time ago, like 1980 something or something like that. Of course, John Lasseter joined the company around this time as well. With him, they managed to create create this unfinished version of Andre and Wally B. Later on, Steve Jobs purchases the division and officially names them Pixar. So this is when Pixar officially came to be. And guess who their first client was? It was none other than Disney themselves. And Disney, as you know, they were already making these movies and such, 2D animation. Their first one was Snow White in 1950 something. And then they create commercials and stuff. That's what their thing was. They created commercials for other companies like Disney. But then in 1991, Disney and Pixar announced that they were going to be working together, creating a feature-length 3D animated film. For the first time, by the way, and guess what film that was? You guessed it, Toy Story.
Hello.
And that was released in 1995. Now, Toy Story was a big, like a massive success. It was, at the time, the highest grossing film of the year, making $362 million worldwide. That's insane. And at this time, of course, the smart thing to do for Pixar was, okay, we're quitting commercials and we're gonna head into this industry because that is where the big bucks are. So they announced that, and they announced that Pixar and Disney will continue to work together, and they have a contract working together for 10 years, and in the span of 10 years, they were gonna make 5 movies. And those movies were A Bug's Life, Toy Story 2, Monsters Inc., Finding Nemo, and The Incredibles, which were all massive successes. And then we had Cars, Ratatouille, Wall-E, Up, Toy Story 3, and by the way, Toy Story 3 was the 3rd best grossing film, earning $1.06 billion. Not even the first. And surprisingly, it's a sequel, not even an original movie. Keep that in mind for later. Then, coming up, Cars 2, and then Brave in 2012, which Brave was their first take of a Disney princess, or just a princess in general in the Pixar world, like Disney has their Disney princesses. But that one was kind of the first one to gain much criticism, because Brave is not a movie that is liked so much by many audiences. I don't mind the movie. I think it's fine. Monsters University was released in 2013, and this blew my mind. Like, I did not know it was 2013. I was sure it was much later than 2013, but I guess not. Time really does go by fast. I remember there being a lot of talk about this movie, about how it wasn't the best, but it's not really that bad. Then, Inside Out 2015. This was the year that they released this beautiful movie. I mean, it had its criticism, but honestly, it was great. I loved it. But then they released A Good Dinosaur, and this movie came out the same year as Inside Out. So, like, of course, Inside Out was going to be above it. Like, it was going to, like, push it aside, stuff it in a box, put it under the bed. Like, nobody really talks about The Good Dinosaur. I didn't even know it existed until I saw it on Redbox one day, and it did not look good to me at all. I did not want to watch it. I did eventually watch it. It's not so bad. The animation is beautiful, but it's nothing that stands out. But unlike many people would make you believe, The Good Dinosaur actually made a profit. It wasn't a complete box office failure. Then we have Finding Dory, and Finding Dory is not as good as Finding Nemo, obviously. I mean, it's the sequel. But guess what? Finding Dory is the 4th best grossing film of Pixar's, making $1.02 billion. A freaking sequel again. Then we have Cars 3, and that was a success. Coco 2017, it was a success. Incredibles 2, like this, Incredibles 2, the highest grossing film that Pixar has made, earning $1.2 billion. yet another sequel. Do you see the pattern here? Like every single movie that they've made that have made in the billions, then they've been sequels. They haven't been originals. Then we have Toy Story 4, and although it received a lot of negative reviews because it ended at the best time with Toy Story 3, Toy Story 4 shouldn't even exist, da 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 da, blah 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 blah. Dude, Toy Story 4 really made a profit. Toy Story 4 was the second highest grossing film of Pixar's, and it earned $1.07 billion. So, you see what I mean? Then, after that year, Onward 2020 fell. Budget for this film was $175 to $200 million, and in the box office, it got $142 million. So they lost money on this one. Soul 2020 failed. The budget was $150, and at the box office, they made $121. Luca fell. Couldn't find the budget for this, but it only won $49 million in the box office. Turning Red fell. $175 million as the budget. They earned $20 million in the box office. Lightyear, another fell, but not as bad as the other ones. The budget was $226.4 million, and they earned $200 million in the box office. So still a fail, but not as bad as the others. Then we have Elemental. And Elemental is a special case because Elemental was a fail at first, earning $29.6 million on the first weekend. It's worst of any other movie that Pixar has made by far. But it was later a success. They earned $496.2 million in the box office, while the budget was $200 million. So they, it was pretty good for Elemental. It wasn't too bad. Now we're gonna get into as why this happened. Like, so many success after success for Pixar, and then all of a sudden, fell, one after the other. What happened? Reason number one, and this is what many people believe to be true, John Lasseter left the company in the late 2018. Since his departure, the movies have been failing. Why do they think this? Well, John Lasseter was one of the founders of Pixar, and he is responsible for a lot of great movies. Movies he's directed: Toy Story 1 and 2, A Bug's Life, Cars 1 and 2, and he produced Monsters Inc., Finding Nemo, The Incredibles, Ratatouille, WALL-E, Up, Toy Story 3, and Inside Out. On June 8, 2018, Lasseter announced that he would be stepping down from his roles at both Disney and Pixar. So he quit. Why did he quit? Well, I don't know if I really want to get into it, but he was accused of several things. Accused of inappropriate behavior in the workplace regarding women, and yeah, it's pretty bad. So I'm pretty sure they gave him you better leave the company or you're gonna take the company down with you. So we don't want you here no more. So we're gonna give you the opportunity to quit. So I'm pretty sure that's what happened. But ever since the departure, all of a sudden, the movies have been failing. But if you notice, Lasseter was also responsible for the movies The Good Dinosaur and Finding Dory. And although Finding Dory was a massive success, The Good Dinosaur, although it made a profit, it wasn't the best film. And a lot of people criticized it very heavily. Many people don't even know about this film. So I'm starting to think maybe John Lasseter actually lost his touch as the company lost its touch. So maybe he's not completely at fault for leaving the company, for Pixar having a massive downfall. Maybe there's something else about it. Oh, and he was also responsible for Incredibles 2 and Toy Story 4. He was a writer in it. Reason number 2, diversity. Oh my god, this one is a big one, and it's affecting not only Pixar but Disney. But Disney's a whole other realm. I'm sticking with Pixar right now. Coco was released in 2017, and Coco was the very first movie of Pixar to have been in relation to the Mexican culture, Latinos, you know? It's no surprise that it was a massive success. I mean, they did a lot of research. It was really well made movie. The music was incredible. I mean, it's really no surprise that it was successful, and that's also taking into account that Latinos make up the largest group of moviegoers for minorities. So of course it's gonna be a massive success. Incredibles 2, and Incredibles 2 tries to have a take on feminism, and they're trying to have a woman in power. Well, you know, they switched the gender roles for this movie, and it's a great concept, honestly. Do I think the movie could have been a little bit better? Sure. I mean, every movie could have been. Any works of art can be improved on. That's just a fact. A lot of people tend to hold this opinion that if there are any feminist ideals in a movie or whatever the case may be, it's a liberal take, it's a political take, and politics should stay out of kids' movies or whatever the case may be. But really, it doesn't have to be political. Like, it really doesn't have to be. It could just be a message. But people hate that, and people are gonna have their opinions anyway. Although it wasn't a fail at the box office, it did have its criticism. After some movies, we skipped to the movie Lightyear, and this one was the one to really people were not okay with this movie. They attempted to put a lesbian couple in this movie, and they tried to, you know, be diverse with their movies, but this ultimately, unfortunately, backfired for them. Because of this movie was banned in some countries, and although it was a failure in the box office, I believe that if it wasn't banned in these countries, the movie would have surpassed. It would have made a profit, in my personal opinion. But since it was banned, it didn't, and I feel like that was the reason it was a failure. Reason number 3 as to why Pixar failed: COVID. Duh. I mean, it's such a coincidence, right? That as soon as COVID hits, movies start failing. And it's also as soon as John Lasseter left that COVID struck. I mean, people weren't going out, people weren't going to the movies, they were just staying at home, they weren't purchasing tickets, they were just, you know, chilling at home, depressed. First movie to really feel this hit was Onward. Onward actually did have a theatrical release, but Onward had to be cut short in theaters because of COVID. So it didn't have a full run, and it went straight to Disney Plus, and that can explain why it lost a lot of money. The following movies, Soul, Luca, and Turning Red, never had theatrical releases, so that is also a big impact on these movies. Luca, I feel like, was very popular. Turning Red, it was talked about a lot, and Soul, maybe not so much as I thought it would have, but you know, it was because of Disney Plus. They put it straight to Disney Plus. It didn't have a theatrical release, so these movies took a big toll, a big hit. Then we have Lightyear, and Lightyear did have that theatrical release, but you know what happened? It was banned. Elemental, and Elemental was released in theaters, and guess what? It was a success. I mean, it failed a little bit, but then it got back up on its feet, and it surpassed the budget. It made a profit. So maybe it is the combination of all three: John Lasseter leaving, diversity, and COVID. All of those things took an effect of how Pixar did with the movies that had a box office failure. So what do I think now? Are the next movies to be released by Pixar going to be box office failures as well? Or are they going to be successes now that COVID doesn't have everything shut down anymore? I don't know. We're just gonna have to wait and see. Elemental, you know, got back up on its feet. Will the others? Well, people are gonna be very judgmental and criticize the heck out of these movies, but maybe Pixar doesn't care as long as they make their money. Yes. Anyways, I hope everything goes well for the company. I mean, they have billions of dollars already, I'm sure. But I still hope it goes well. I mean, we grew up with this company, so, you know, let's wish great things for everyone, I guess. Unless they're bad. But then we don't want to wish bad things upon bad people either, because then that makes us bad people. So maybe I don't know what to wish for. Wish Disney. It has nothing to do with this video. Anyways, thank you. Comment down. Oh, the new movie that's coming out. Eliu, whatever that name is. Comment that down in the comment section and you may get a shout out in the next video. Thank you so much. I love you. Have a happy new year. Goodbye.